heard, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be over signing over there. I know we got a best-selling author. He is a three-time WWE champion, the first ever hardcore champion, a TNA World Heavyweight champion, and the king of the deathmatch. Yeah. He is here, right here, in Jacksonville, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mrs. Foley's baby boy, the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. He's got the family back, ladies and ready. He hails from Knoxville, Tennessee. He is a three-time world champion, a two-time intercontinental champion, a 12-time tag team champion, a hardcore champion, most recently a 24/7 Mayor Glenn Jacobs. But for you, the 20,000 screaming Canaanites here today in Jacksonville, Florida, please welcome King! See him, ladies and gentlemen, on AEW. Please welcome the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Now, Mark, let's turn the music down because I think the city of Jacksonville has another song that they'd like to sing. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, don't listen to Busted Open. Today is Mark Henry's birthday. He is sharing it with us here, live in the city of Jacksonville. I'm not much of a singer, but I imagine we have some here, so I think we'd like to sing happy birthday to you, Mark. We just met, so this is weird, but we're going to do it anyway. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Happy birthday. really good tag team partners? It's a great question.
What was your favorite match?
So my favorite match, that's another good question. And I had like thousands of matches, okay, so there's a lot of them. My two favorite ones is when I beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, actually three. I beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, he won my first world championship, and that was King of the Ring in 1998 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Then it was WrestleMania 14 against The Undertaker in Boston. Then the next month on pay-per-view, Undertaker and I had an Inferno match in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's really good question.
I was going to say, would you want to face the Fiend, Max versus Max?
Wow. Do I want to face the Fiend in that mask? Man, I don't know. I think he's pretty ugly with that mask. So, you know, and now if you'd asked me that 20 years ago, I'd be like, oh yeah, probably not so much nowadays. But years ago, yes, I would have done it.
What's your most cringe-worthy storyline to be?
What's my most cringe-worthy storyline I've been a part of? There are a few of those, so I'm gonna leave that there. That's a good question, though. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of them. Yeah.
Were you nervous on your first ever WWF match?
Was I nervous in my first WWE match? Yes, I was. I was actually scared to death because, you know, there'll be a lot of people out there, and there's a lot of pressure as far as putting on a good show and, you know, just doing the best you can. And a lot of people actually depend on that. So, yeah, I was very nervous. That's a great question.
Why the Fiend came behind who's now?
So the question is, why did the Fiend attack me when I was down? I guess this was after I won the 24/7 championship. Then you had, when I was there, you had China, who was awesome. Lita, who was awesome. Trish Stratus was really good. Molly Hollis was the Hall of Fame. Lisa Marie was really good. And nowadays, it's like it's all button. Of course, before they had Moolah, Wendy Richter, you know, so just amazing. And then nowadays, it's like it's off the hook, you know, like when Charlotte Flair, Charlotte, Sasha, and who was the other one that they had the triple threat match a few years ago? Becky Lynch, yeah. Probably the best match on the show at WrestleMania, which some people. So now you look at the women's division in WWE, and it's just packed. And they're just amazing, all of them. So that's another that's really hard to say because there are so many great female performers.
All right, we got one final question, and it is actually going to go to our ticket winner, Nehemiah, from the last United States Wrestling Alliance show that we had. He won tickets by wearing the nicest socks. So, Nehemiah, you got a question for Kane?
Who was your favorite wrestler when you was a kid?
Oh man, that's a great question. Who's my favorite wrestler when I was a kid? So back when I was a kid, it's a little different than I was now. We didn't all watch the same show because cable TV was not what it is now, and there wasn't any such thing as like satellite, okay? So there were a bunch of different small companies around the country, and that's what we watched. But I got to watch people like Bulldog Bob Brown, Ray Candy, Bruiser Bob Sweetan. That was they wrestled in Kansas City, Missouri. So that's what I generally watched.
Was coming next with those guys. They were relentless rippers.
All right, guys, we got time for one more question, and then if you have any more questions.
Because I played football, and then instead of going to wrestling, I went to the Marine Corps.
Wow, thank
But
you.
I actually followed your path, and I was wondering, which transition did you find harder, becoming a wrestler or becoming a man of God?
Well, I'd have to say it was definitely being a wrestler because I can't take credit for becoming a man of God. God does that. And I met Jesus on April 23rd of 06, and it was already done for me at the cross by Jesus. So that was nothing I can take credit for. So he did the transition for me by his grace and mercy. So, thank you. That's a great question.
Well, it was. We got a lot of great questions from our fans here today. Lex, before you go, I got one other question for you. I know just a couple. Mick really wrote a nice long essay about all the reasons that we should see Lex Luger in the WWE Hall of Fame sooner rather than later, and you heard a bunch of great reasons why right here today at the River City Wrestling Con. Lex Luger, thank you so much for joining us.
Everybody.
Give it up one more time, ladies and gentlemen, the total package, Lex Luger!
Next up,